Welcome to the last video in this lesson, as well as this section. Now we're going to continue our work with comparing fractions and decimals. And in the first example, we have to write a fraction in between two given decimals, 2/10 and 3/10. So since we have to find a fraction, let's start by changing 0.2 and 0.3 to fractions. So 2/10 is simply written as 2 over 10. 3/10 is 3 over 10. So now we got to find a fraction between 2 over 10 and 3 over 10. Because there's no whole number between 2 and 3, we have to find equivalent fractions. So we can multiply both of these numbers by any number at all. I'm going to multiply by 5. So 2 over 10 times 5 over 5 is 10 over 50. Now multiplying 3 over 10 by 5 as well gives me 15 over 50. So now you can see we can find some numbers in between 10 and 15. So I'm going to say that 11 over 50 is between 2/10 and 3/10. Now in the next example, we have to find a decimal between two given fractions. We have 14 and 3/5 and 14 and 4/5. So let's change both of these to decimals. Now no, 3 over 5 is 0.6, so I can write 14 and 3/5 as 14.6. And I know 4/5 is 0.8, so I'll write it as 14.8. So now between 14.6 and 14.8 is 14.7. Now let's look at this word problem. It says 3 friends were eating a pizza. Drew ate 5/9 of the pizza, and Wendy ate 0.4 of the pizza. Who ate more pizza, Drew or Wendy? Well, one of the numbers is given in fractional form, and the other one's a decimal. So we can make them both decimals or both fractions. Now I know what 5/9 is as a decimal, so I'm going to change them both to decimals. 5 over 9 is 0.5 repeating. So if I compare that with 0.4 and look at the tenths place, I see that Drew, who ate 0.5, ate more of the pizza. Now there's a part B, which says Kyle claimed he ate half of the pizza. Is this possible? Well, if we look at how much Drew ate, he ate 0.5 repeating. So he alone ate more than half, so it's not possible for Kyle to have eaten 1/2. So let's say, no, it's not possible since Drew alone ate over half the pizza already. Now for this next word problem, it says, during track practice, Maya ran for 4/5 of the laps, Sierra ran for 0.6 of the laps, and Francine ran for 7/8 of the laps. We have to list the runners in order from least to greatest in terms of the number of laps. So 2 of the numbers given here are in fractional form and 1 is in decimal. So let's change 0.6 to a fraction. Now 0.6 or 6/10 can be written as 6 over 10. Now let's compare that with the other fractions, 4 over 5 and 7 over 8. In order to compare these, I'm going to create equivalent fractions and make them all have a common denominator. Now in this case, the common denominator is going to be 40. Because 10 can divide into 40, 5 can divide into 40, as well as 8. So now let's multiply 6 over 10 by 4 to get a denominator of 40. So when I do that, I get 24 over 40. Now I need to multiply 5 by 8 to get 40. So when I do that, I get 32 over 40. And I got to multiply 8 by 5, which gives me 35 over 40. So now ranking them least to greatest, I would have 24 over 40 being the least, which corresponds with Sierra. Then it would be 32 over 40, which is Maya, and then 35 over 40, which is Francine. Now part B of this question says, those who ran more than 0.7 laps can advance to the trials. Who can advance? Well, the question, it says that Sierra ran for 0.6 of the laps, so right away they can be eliminated. So let's look at Maya and Francine. Maya ran for 4/5 and Francine 7/8. Well, 4/5 converted to a decimal is 0.8. Now that is greater than 0.7, so Maya can advance to the trials. Now we learned from part A that Francine ran more laps than Maya, so they can automatically advance as well. So we can say that Maya and Francine can both advance to the trials. Now you completed this section, so be sure to complete the activities before moving on.